Hello to you, my jazz friends. I hope you're having a marvelous day. This is Sandra Sherman. Greetings from Austria. In this jazz guitar tutorial, we'll be checking out some modern jazz guitar licks for minor chords. Of course, these are great fusion licks too. I show all lines note for note, and there is a slow tempo version for each of the lines. You learn about minor scales, superimposition, chromatics, and outside playing. We'll have the entire fretboard covered, so you have a lick for each position on the fretboard. All right, I made tabs and backing tracks which can be downloaded from one of the links down below in the description box. Please read the little info on how to download and that you have to click return to merchant at the end of your PayPal payment. All right, want to get a modern sound to you playing? Here we go. All our licks are in A minor, and with A minor I mean the second degree of the scale, and that's the A Dorian scale. That's what we are focusing on, and we have a lot of chromatics in between. The first line is in the first position, reaching from the second to the fifth fret. I start on the D, using a chromatic to go to my target note on the A minor chord. So that's the fifth of the A minor 7. And I start on an offbeat, 1 and 2. So the beats usually fall on chord tones or on good scale tones, and the offbeat fall on scale tones or on chromatics. All right, so then I go to the G and back again the same way. Here I have a pull-off, and I can have a pull-off from an offbeat to a beat or from an E to an and, like 1 E and E2 to the beat again, right? So always when you have an offbeat, okay, when your pick has an upwards motion, then you can have a pull-off or a hammer-on. That's a cool modern phrasing. 1. Then I climb down to the C and go down to the chromatic, and I focus my A in my next chord tone, the root. So C, B, B flat is the chromatic leading me to A. 1. And now I go for a C major 7 arpeggio. I go down to the C. I like those big intervals for modern sounds. B, that's the 7th of the C major chord. Slide up to the C and go up to the G. Sorry. Why does that C major 7 fit? Because it has all the chord tones of A minor 7 plus the B, and that's the 9th. So you get the sound of an A minor 9 chord in your ears. That's the minor 9, right? And now I continue those jumps. That was a 5th. Now I go up and play, where am I? I play another 5th. From the 7th of the G to the 5th of the E string. Then a 6th, 9th of the G to the 8th of the E string. Those are chord tones again. E is the 5th and C is the 3rd. And the last one is sliding from the 11th to the 12th and barring over to the 12th of the E. Chord tones again. G is the 7th and the E is the 5th. All right, and here's the entire lick at slow tempo. All right, now we are in the second position, which is here between the 5th and 8th, or 4th and 8th. All right, we start with a little motif here from the 5th of the G string. That's the C, and that's the minor third. And I start on 1 E, the second 16th. 1 E, and right? Pull off, and then to the A. That's just the Dorian scale. And back to the B. So it's all about the B here, and that's the 9th of the chord. Then a little chromatic to the A. I hammer this, and I go to the C. So I play around the 9th of the chord to resolve it back to its third. Like now. And now we learn some outside playing. I move the A Dorian scale up a half tone and go to a B flat Dorian. So I move from 5th to the 6th fret. I start with a chromatic tone, move down. Now I'm on a B flat Dorian scale. All right, it's my motif again. Back to the 6th, and now a lot of chromatics. Chromatic, scale, chromatic, pull off to the scale. Scale, chromatic, scale, and now I move back to my A Dorian scale. Of course, you have to resolve it. You can play outside whatever you want, but stay within some sort of concept, like moving everything up or down a half tone, or playing an arpeggio, so it makes sense to your ears, okay? Resolution and a little motif. The D, F sharp, and I land on the C. That's a gypsy phrase, actually, in the end. Goes over A minor or D9. All right, here's the entire phrase at slow tempo. We are in the third position now. This is the chord that goes along with it. A minor 7. All right, and I start with something like a C major arpeggio. I start with a chromatic, going into the A, B, C, D, E. And from here, I play an E minor 7 arpeggio, G, B. So actually what I focus on is this C major arpeggio, but I play around it. I play a little bit of other tones too, like the B and the D. And now I play outside again. I move everything up a semitone, half tone, and I play around the D flat major arpeggio. So I move from here to the 11th fret, and I go down, that's the 9th, root, major 7, go back, the arpeggio. Now I go to the 8th fret, I circle around my resolution. I want to go back to the C major arpeggio, and here is one, starting with the B. So I circle around it from C to B flat to the B, right? Coming from the D flat major 7. Oh, sorry. Now I hammer on my resolution tone, the 7th of the C, or the 9th of the A minor, because actually we're in A minor, A Dorian scale. So that's the 9th. Going to the G, E, and C. All right. So here's the entire phrase at slow tempo. Fusion lick number 4 is based on the pattern number 4 up here. Here's A minor 7. We are between the 10th and the 13th fret. All right, we start out with a pickup on the E blues scale, and I use one of my favorite blues licks here. I start on the 12th and the 10th of the B and E strings, and I hammer to the blue note. Right? Pull off again to the G. And now it's beat 1. Count 1. I'm on my root on A, and I climb up the A Dorian scale, 4th pattern. A, B, C, E, E flat, that's a chromatic or the blue note of the A scale. B, D, C, and I have the bebop thing going on here. Bebop, bebop, and all modern jazz music is actually rooted in bebop. Then I go down to the A, and I have those 16th note rests in there, right? Then I have a little more rest, and now I start a motif. F sharp, G, B, and now I move everything up to B flat Dorian. 1 to the right, A Dorian, E flat Dorian. Also the C included. Then a rest, chromatic, scale, and now I go back to A Dorian. Respectively, I play a D7 arpeggio backwards. Right? And that gives me an A minor 11-13 sound. That's a superimposition. So I have the root in regard of the A minor. This is the F sharp is the 13. This is, that's 13. D is the 11th, and C is the 3rd, of course. Then I slide up and I play an augmented chord now, or an F sharp 7 sharp 5. And this has no particular relation. It's just I play outside, but I use some kind of arpeggio or motif, something that the ear likes, okay? So it doesn't sound too weird. If you stay within a certain scheme like arpeggios or motifs, intervals of sixths or something that the ear is used to and likes, then the outside doesn't sound as terrible anymore, and it gives you nice tension, which needs to be resolved, of course. So I slide up to this D, go back an augmented chord, D, B flat, G flat, or F sharp. E is my resolution, it's the 5th of the A minor chord again. Right? Bebop, B flat Dorian, D7, and F sharp 7, sharp 5. All right, here's everything at slow tempo for you. Now, the last lick is in position number 5, featuring this A minor 7 chord on the 12th fret. All right, I start with an A minor 7, or actually A minor 13 arpeggio, because I'm gonna put the 13, the 6th in there. Shortly after beat 1, 1 E, 1 E, 1 E. That's just a rake. You can play it like this. Sweep it, or I'm more of a hybrid picker. That's like the Mark Knopfler stuff. All right. Then I go to the, so that was 14, 13, 12, and now I go to the 14th fret, and this is the 6th of the A minor 6 or 13 chord. And I slide to its 7th. Now I play around that 13 a bit. That's the F sharp. Going to a chromatic. Another chromatic, that's the C sharp. And now I go back so I played around the chromatics and resolve it now back to an A minor 6 arpeggio again. E, C, A, G, and here's my 6th, the F sharp. Right? Oops. Now I play a chromatic again, sliding into the E, chromatic, into the G. So I put a chromatic in front of chord tones a lot of times. And now I do the same thing as in the previous lick. I play an augmented chord, but this time B7 sharp 5. Going down from G to, what is this, D sharp, B, A, to E. So this is a little E major thing. And now I bridge over to the A, and here's my resolution. A, B, C, root, 9, and 3rd. Those are the best tones for an A minor chord. All right. So and that was it. Here's the last phrase at last lick actually at slow tempo for you. Maybe you're also interested in some Charlie Parker lines. I have some recommendations for you up here. And I have a lot of good stuff on my channel. So if you're interested, please hit that subscribe button. Please give my video a thumbs up if you like it. That's important for me. And I see you next week. Ciao, ciao. Servus. Greetings.